Good morning. Thanks to everyone for being a part of my second COVID-19 State of the City address. Let me first begin by expressing my heartfelt thanks to the city's 1,700 employees, including our employees in public utilities and sanitation, and especially to our first responders, the West Palm Beach Emergency Operations Team, West Palm Beach Police and Fire. Also, a very big thank you to our hospital workers, medical staff and professionals who are all working on the front line. All of their tireless work, sometimes in the face of danger, is helping to keep our city running and our residents safe. They are indeed my heroes. Thanks to them for all that they do. Thanks also to the public for practicing social distancing. We're beginning to see some encouraging data that shows that social distancing is indeed working in our community. That said, we certainly aren't out of the woods yet. So I encourage all residents to continue practicing social distancing, and please follow the state and county stay-at-home orders. As you all know, on Wednesday, Governor DeSantis announced a 30-day stay-at-home order for the state of Florida. The order tells residents to stay indoors unless they are pursuing essential services or activities. According to that order, seniors and people with significant underlying medical conditions shall stay at home and take all measures to limit the risk for exposure to COVID-19. All people shall limit their movements and personal interactions outside of their homes, only those necessary to obtain or provide essential services or conduct essential activities. This is very difficult, I know that, and it's a very difficult and trying time for everyone, each and every one of us. But again, we still have a ways to go. And let me be honest with you. I believe that this will likely get worse before it gets better. I can't sugarcoat this situation. So I ask everyone to please take the COVID-19 warnings to heart, follow the executive orders and social distancing recommendations. One thing I do know is that together we can overcome the threat of COVID-19 in our city, but we all must do our part. Together we can save lives. Now, right now I'm working to move our city forward and would like to share with you some updates about some initiatives that we're implementing that will help people and businesses in West Palm Beach. This week, we saw the launch of Palm Beach County's first testing site at the 15 ballpark of the Palm Beaches. Our city, county, and state are working collaboratively to provide the support and resources needed to prioritize the health and safety of our residents. I understand testing has gone quite smoothly, but I am concerned about the sustainability at that site due to dwindling supplies. So I certainly hope that the state and the federal authorities will get us more testing kits down here. I'm also pleased to announce the creation of the City of West Palm Beach Recovery Assistance Program. This was formed in partnership with Valley National Community Bank and the Urban League of Palm Beach County. Thanks to the City Commission, which approved an initial $259,000 contribution, and thanks to the Downtown Development Authority, which contributed another $50,000 in funding, which is earmarked for downtown businesses, the West Palm Beach Recovery Assistance Program makes available to West Palm Beach businesses short-term loans and amounts between $5,000 and $10,000 with minimal interest rates and generous repayment periods. There are eligibility requirements, including proof that a business is located in the city of West Palm Beach, and more information about this program can be found on our website, wpb.org. The goal of the initiative? To extend a lifeline to our business community to help small businesses recover from the economic downturn caused by COVID-19 and to help protect the jobs of West Palm Beach residents. Making sure that money and resources will indeed get to our residents, especially those who are hurting the most, remains a top priority of my administration. I am working daily to ensure our residents have jobs, access to life's basic needs, and most importantly, hope for the future. Recently, the city approved a $30,000 contribution to support Hospitality Helping Hands, a nonprofit that feeds warm meals to low-income senior citizens and hospitality workers in our city who are unemployed as a result of COVID-19 mitigation. Now, this operation is being run out of Howley's Restaurant, and I would especially like to thank Rodney Mayo and his team for their work on this effort. The Downtown Development Authority had donated an additional $20,000. So the city and the DDA's combined contributions were $50,000. A special thanks to Rafael Clemente and his team at the Downtown Development Authority. These donations and efforts are a great example of the tremendous work that can occur and the lives that could be changed for the better when the public and private sectors work together to create solutions. This represented an inspiration for a new initiative that I'm proud to announce today, called WPB Together. The city is working with the Community Foundation for Palm Beach and Martin counties to establish the WPB Together Fund. Today, I challenge the private sector to match the city's contributions to date of $309,000 toward COVID-19 recovery efforts. The WPB Together Fund, which I will present to the Commission on Monday for their approval, is one of the ways the private sector can donate monies to this effort. The WPB Together funds will be distributed to various nonprofit organizations that are working to address the needs of our residents recovering from the pandemic. So private sector, I know you want to, I know you will, please step up. Contribute to the WPB Together Fund. You can learn how to accept this challenge and donate to this fund by going to the city's website at wpb.org. Next, let me give you a quick update on the work of the COVID-19 Response Unit, which we announced last week. Since its launch, the COVID-19 Response Unit has been working together to quickly mobilize support for our residents, neighborhoods, and businesses. The 6 different groups, each with their own focus area, have completed their recruitment of private sector volunteers to assist the city in this effort. Thank you to all those volunteers for their service. The teams have started their meetings and begun their initial needs assessments. The teams are making preparations for response efforts and coordinating available resources in the community. I've assigned members of city staff to help the coordination of these efforts. I get daily briefings on the progress of the teams to make sure that we are rapidly addressing needs as they arise. Our city is focused on bringing relief, ensuring our community is prepared, and implementing long-term solutions to address this pandemic. In closing, let me share with you a few quick updates from City Hall. Today, I signed an executive order allowing public access to our city facilities, including City Hall, by appointment only, with the exception of public meetings and requests for public records. This executive order goes into effect on Monday. We encourage the public to make appointments to do any business with the city or to do their business with the city online. For those without internet access, they can make utility bill payments at the drop box on the Banyan side of City Hall. Documents for engineering, planning and zoning, and permitting may be dropped off at the drop boxes at the City Hall entry. I have also issued an executive order closing the City Hall courtyard except for the purposes of entering or leaving the building. Next, I do want to remind everyone to take the census. That may have seemed to kind of fallen off by the wayside, but that is so important to our community. And the stay-at-home order makes it easy to complete the census online from home if they haven't already done so. Now more than ever, we will need the funding that comes into our community as a result of an accurate census count. So please, residents of West Palm Beach, fill out your census form. We will begin conducting meetings virtually via technology. The first virtual City Commission meeting will be held on Monday evening. We've also received questions about volunteering. So many people in our community want to help and give back. To those who would like to volunteer, thank you so much. We invite you to sign up on our website, wpb.org. The swearing-in ceremony for Commissioner-elects Christina Lambert, Kelly Schoaf, and Kristy Fox is scheduled for Thursday, April 9th at 5 p.m. This will be a virtual swearing-in, and we encourage everyone to witness this online or on the city's TV channel, WPB TV. Please visit our city's website at wpb.org for more information, or you can contact us via phone at 561-822-2222. Again, thanks everyone for joining us this morning. In the words of Helen Keller, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Let's work together to flatten the curve on COVID-19 and to ensure that West Palm Beach's best days do indeed lie ahead. Now, I know right now it's difficult to imagine life without COVID-19, but I assure you that day will indeed come. Our community is resilient. You know, I think about the palm trees that dot our city's landscape. While the strong winds from the storms may cause the trees to bend and sway, they will not break. This is our community. Now, we're going to go through some tough times. To get to the other side of this pandemic, frankly, is going to be hell. But I know that our community will not be broken because we are West Palm Beach. With that, I'll now take any questions you may have.
Mayor, with the governor's executive order now in place for stay-at-home, how will that be enforced here in the city? Will the police department be out enforcing that? How will that work?
We will use, and I was actually in a conversation with the chief yesterday, they will continue to use good judgment and you know, try to keep people from being obviously violating. I'm happy to say, though, that with rare exception, I think that the residents of our city have been pretty much compliant. Most businesses are closed. Restaurants are open only for takeout and delivery. And so there really isn't a lot of reason for folks to be out and about. But the police will look for any blatant violations, but they're going to use good judgment. Again, I would much rather them catch bad people doing bad things in our city, but they are conscious of the order.
And also, too, with the executive order, spoke to the state attorney yesterday, and there was some confusion about the closures of beaches and golf courses with the executive order, not mentioning those specifically. And the state attorney was saying he's not sure if those apply to our local beaches and golf courses because there's no language in that executive order. So will those golf courses be allowed to open?
We aren't allowing any golf courses, public or private, in our city to open. My understanding was, based upon earlier executive orders last week, was that all public and private golf courses were to be closed. I didn't see anything in this current executive order that backed away from that position. So my interpretation is that public and private golf courses, beaches, will continue to be closed.
There were some other courses up in not this part of the state, but Central Florida, that said that this order preempts all orders previously. And since there was no language in this current order, that's where the confusion comes in. So are you saying now that all city golf courses on private as well cannot open in West Palm Beach?
That's my interpretation of the executive order until somebody convinces me otherwise.
Can you comment as well on churches and houses of worship? Will they be allowed to be open in the city here?
Well, I did see that was expressly mentioned as an essential service. I'm a man of faith myself. However, I would not encourage anyone to go to any services in any mosque, church, or synagogue. The risk is just simply too great. Now, it is expressly allowed, but I would hope that folks would use common sense and good judgment and avoid any congregations of large crowds, whether it's church or shopping and grocery stores, et cetera. I mean, you know, if it looks like it's packed, then maybe you need to wait until a less busy time.
Also, would you mind commenting on our homeless population here in the city? what are the options available to them with all these different closures and this also order from the governor?
Well, listen, their situations are very dire, not having a roof over their head. And so we will continue, and West Palm Beach has had a very robust outreach program to the homeless, which we will continue. Obviously, to the extent that we can find housing for them, we will continue that as well. Now, with the pandemic and the social distancing requirements, we can't just throw a lot of people into a very small space, so we have to be sensitive, and we'll continue to discuss in-house how that's going to affect our particular outreach strategy. But we do want to do what we can as a city to provide them with shelter. Anything else? Thank you all again. Be safe and be calm.